Deputy Inspector General of Police, my colleagues, the directors present of the Uganda Police Force, the senior officers of the UPDF, the senior prisons officers, all our partners from the different agencies, all protocol observed. Good morning. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome and thank you for sparing your valuable time to come and join us in this launch. It's my honor and privilege to present the Uganda Police Force Annual Crime Report 2025. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the Annual Crime Report 2025 provides a comprehensive analysis of crime trends, patterns, and collective efforts of the force. It is also a tool for accountability, transparency, and strategic planning. The report indicates crime dropped by 10% in comparison to the 4.1% in 2024. This milestone is attributed to several factors, which I'm going to enumerate. We realize that there is a clear chain of command and control which has improved decision making. I'm confident that under my stewardship, the Uganda Police Force shall continue to improve command capabilities through trainings and mentorship at all levels. The existence of a strong interagency mechanism under the able leadership of the Chief of Defense Forces has enhanced effective twinning of our capabilities. I thank with gratitude all the members of the interagency. The implementation of sub-county policing model is giving the Uganda Police Force mileage over crime. This has enabled the Uganda Police Force to bring policing services closer to the communities. And I would like to note here, this is still work in progress. We are not yet fully to all the sub-counties of this country. And I believe once we get there, we shall have a better crime report in the years to come. We have so far covered 56% of the sub-counties, and efforts are being made to cover all sub-counties, including providing them with relevant resources. There has also been upward increase in acquisition and effective utilization of force multipliers, especially CCTV, canine services, forensics, better equipment, and other IT-related solutions. Over the past year, Uganda Police Force sustainably executed intelligence-led operations and investigations in this country, and I would like to recognize the efforts of the major players in this area. In terms of intelligence, I think our Crime Intelligence Directorate has done a great deal. We have had focused operations. The commanders on the ground, we appreciate them. And the CID for following through to ensure that we process all these suspects to where they are supposed to be processed to. This has facilitated proactive policing. And I urge all officers of the Uganda Police Force to continue engaging with the communities, but also always keep with the realization that our strength is beyond ourselves. Our strength is in mobilizing all the good residents and the citizens of this country to ensure that we are always on top of the situation. We have strengthened the working partnerships with the MDS, the Judiciary, Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, JSP, formerly JILOS institutions, local governments, international partners, and PSOs, which has enabled us to build synergies in our strategies. Ladies and gentlemen, without disorganizing the protocols, allow me to recognize the presence of one of our members of parliament. I think I've seen him. If my eyes can still allow me, I want to welcome Honorable Ngompek. I think he's a member of parliament from the Kingdom of Nyoro. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, without taking a lot more of your time, allow me to invite the Director of Criminal Investigations. After him will be the Director of Traffic and Road Safety. After him will be the Director of Fire Prevention and Rescue Services to take us through the summary of the report. I thank you.
Fund IGP, the DPP and the DIG, I will stand on the protocol. First of all, sir, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for giving us this opportunity yet to come here and account to the country what happened in 2025. But before I do that, sir, within the short time, allow me, Afande, first of all, to thank my colleagues. I saw General Damulira here. There's a lot. This report we are going to summarize has a lot of our colleagues, right from intelligence, the technical arms, the ICT. But for us as CID, the IGP tasks us to set up a secretariat and put it together. So what we are going to account to you is a collective output of the entire police family. And I want to congratulate them upon what we see that was done last year. But before I do that, sir, as a secretariat, allow me also to introduce to you just a few people Afande, if you allow. Last year, for the last 4 years I've been appearing here, the first years were very hard. Somehow, being a bit manual, we were really struggling so much to do this work. But this year, sir, is the first time I want to report to you that I've been a bit of taking a back seat. I want to ask my deputy, Senior Commissioner Chelimo Biata, and your team to just stand up, because these are the people who prepared this report I'm going to read. My deputies, Mark, Lydia, and sir, this time I have also enjoyed a bit of being a director CID, that even today, if you realize I came in late here, last time I would be carrying chairs and so on, but I'm so happy that we have built capacity to start doing these things on their own. So congratulations to that team, which has not only organized this function, but also prepared all the input from the other directorates. Now, Afande, there is also a team I want you to know about. There is a special presidential assistant in State House called Kareche Marcela. I don't know where she's sitting. Afande, that lady has a whole team here which has been supporting the team organizing to make sure we reach out to all parts of this country. And this time we have made it, we have all representations from the media houses in Western, in Northern, so that our message can really be able to be translated. So Marcela and your team, we really appreciate all the work you have done. Now, the last point I want to Afande talk about before I read the statistics, I want to thank you, Afande. In September 2014, His Excellency the President and the Commander-in-Chief paid us a visit in Chibuli. Out of the many things, we requested him to support us to build a data analysis center, which would help us digitalize the process of working with these statistics, because for a long time, police has been manual. I want to thank you, sir, before this audience and the country, that I'm so happy to report that that building has eventually been roofed within a space of 1 year. Afande, thank you, and by extension to the leadership, the president and all, because we think we are now going to be able, once we complete it, and I'm happy I saw Honorable Kazwenje, and I think in Parliament they will support us more. If we are able to equip it, we should not wait for a whole year, because we can quickly now be able to analyze even per month, per 6 months, and then these statistics can help the decision makers. So for us as CID, Afande, we are very grateful for that support. Why it is unique, it is also has been built by our police engineering. There is no contractor here. And I want to thank Ladit Apora and the team. This building has been built by Uganda Police. And we want to congratulate you on that milestone. Now, as Afande said, I hope our team can put up those slides for purposes of ease of the audience. Last year, there was a 10.2% decrease in the volume of crimes that were reported from what we reported here of 218,000 cases that were registered in 2024. Now, for us, in these last 4 years, we see a cumulative reduction in the number of cases that are reported. And that's what we account for. This does not mean at all that we are very happy when we see some incidents which are isolated, where some of our people are attacked and so on. I want to assure you that everything is being done to ensure that we can completely take these figures down, and then we remain with a manageable percentage of crime, which we cannot completely stop. But for now, this is what basically our report shows. Now, in those cases, we managed to submit 115,301 to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, who is here. Now, out of those cases, he also managed to take 79,291 to court. Now, in those cases last year, we managed to get some persons who were convicted, and these were 31,732. These arose from a cumulative total of 24,899 cases which were convicted. But Afande, as we account to the country, we also realize there are cases that were dismissed, there are cases which were acquitted, and there are still cases in form of backlog which are still under inquiry. But having said this, there's also another category of interest, which are those we did proceed with. And I want to take this opportunity to just explain how this number grows. A big part of this country still have a problem separating criminal cases from civil cases. So you find people want to settle civil matters using the criminal justice system. Now, many times when these cases are reported, the Director of Public Prosecution, our own detectives will look at them, and eventually they will be able to advise, and many of those cases are referred back to go to the civil courts. But having said that, we can also take you slightly on a few specific slides which talk about individual cases. But before just that slide, Afande, it's very important for this audience and the country to know that from our current manpower strength as CID, we are working on a 1 to 54 detective caseload. Now, many of you who are familiar with this will realize this explains the bigger part of our backlog. One officer handling 54 cases, and globally, the desirable situation is about 1 to 12 cases. That's ranging per month. Now, this calls for a lot of capacity building, a lot of resourcing, so that we can be able to expedite the investigation. So that part is very important for you as we assess the performance of last year. Now, let's talk briefly about the individual cases. Thefts. Last year, we registered 56,360 cases of theft. While this number is high, for us it was again a reduction. So you realize that slowly there is some work being done, while it's not yet, we are not yet where we want to be, but clearly some gradual process of reducing the crime has been registered. On assaults, we registered 26,366, which was also a decline compared to the 29,580, which we registered in 2024. This gave us a percentage of 10.8%. On sex-related offenses, we also see we registered 606 cases, which represent 6.4% of the overall registered crimes. Now, in our view, this reduced, but I know we have a lot of stakeholders here who are working with us in this area, and we hope we shall be able to break it into patterns, the districts, the most affected areas, so that it can shape your initiatives and activities. On domestic violence, a total of 12,361 cases were registered at police stations in 2025, compared to 14,073 cases which were registered the previous year. And this reflected a decline of 12.2%. Of interest were also the economic and corruption-related crimes. I am happy I saw General Isoke here. I saw the representative of the IGG. While police once in a while comes in to support this effort of anti-corruption, those people are the lead agencies, really. But in terms of what was reported on our side, we see a total of 11,548 cases that were registered, which was a slight decline from what had been registered the previous year. Now, there is another area of interest to the public, the break-ins. A total of 11,818 cases were reported to police in 2025, compared to 13,511 which were reported in 2014. This gave us a decrease of 12.5%. But let there be no doubt in minds that any break-in is a concern to the police. I've watched up front some of these incidents that have happened, and our colleagues are all concerned, especially if we can't resolve and make the streets very, very calm. But I believe this is work in progress, but we shouldn't lose sight of the bigger picture of the cases that were reported countrywide. On threatening violence, Afande IGP, we continue to register some cases which were 8,848 cases, but this also was a decrease compared to what had been registered in the previous year. On obtaining by false pretenses, we see the figure also went down in 2025, whereby we registered a total of 8,455 cases, compared to the 10,449 cases. But I think something there is Secretariat will correct it in terms of the flow and the comparison. On child-related offenses, a total of 8,064 cases constituted child-related offenses, indicating a 14.3% decrease compared to 9,408, which was reported in 2024. On robberies, a total of 7,863 cases were reported in 2025, compared to 8,163 in 2024, which gave us a 3.7 decrease. There were also cases of malicious damage to property, and compared to what was registered in 2024 of 7,992, this past year we registered 7,303. On criminal trespass, a total of 6,467 cases were reported in 2025, compared to 7,674 in 2024. With regard to homicides, which normally really raise a lot of emotions, especially in the population, a total of 4,238 cases were reported, representing a 2.2% of the total reported crimes during the year. This, when compared to what had been reported in 2024, reflected a 2.1% decrease. There is a challenge, Afande, from our analysis on this slide of narcotics. We have continuously seen, while the figures here indicate that the cases we handled have reduced by about 30%, there is still a huge concern, especially in the public, when we see drugs of all sorts beginning to infiltrate our schools and our homes. So I think this is another area where the country is going to really take time and reflect, and I hope Parliament and all the concerned, because on average, every 2 weeks we get a case of interest where a family, and interestingly, these families are of, I would say, well off to do. Children have been spoiled, they are taking drugs in schools. So this is an area, while the figures show a reduction in terms of cases, the magnitude and the impact on our society is becoming of interest, and we hope to look forward to further discussions with key stakeholders on how we can address this problem. On arson, a total of 15,042 cases were reported in 2025 compared to 1,604 which was reported in 2014. Now, on political and electoral offences, I know the audience is really concerned. You realize that last year we really we started the electoral process, which ended this year. So the statistics of February and March have not been captured in this report of last year. However, from what we captured since the campaign started up to December, we registered a total of 800 cases at various police stations. This started right from the primaries, the disagreements, the political indiscipline in some of our circles. I hope Honorable Kazwenje will protect me with this in the Parliament. But we would see a lot of fights which were not necessarily presidential, but many of these cases arose from parliamentary elections. The disagreements, the fights over positions of parliament. But we think, sir, when we are presenting the next annual crime report, we shall be able to analyze very well the 2 months of this year. But I can say with authority, Afande, that from the last 4 elections, this could have been one of the most peaceful elections. We didn't see people's homes being looted in Kampala here. We didn't see, I think the analysts and so on will go and do more work. But from our perspective, Afande, I want to thank you for leading us well, and the interagency and all the stakeholders. It is so nice that we could hold an election and there is no looting on the streets of Kampala. That was a very good class. Finally, before I complete, I can talk about slightly on land. Land continues to be one of the most contentious areas in our society today. In 2025 alone, a total of 663 cases were reported to police compared to 397 in 2024, which indicated a 67% increase. But I want to put a disclaimer here. Land has so many other related cases, trespass, which necessarily are not reported as land conflicts. So when you cumulatively add all the different crimes, some have had murders in the land conflicts, trespass, all those have not been included here. We have just registered those cases where there were direct land wrangles. So this is another area which I think the stakeholders will continue discussing, but partly because I think it's a contradiction of a few years ago, people were not looking at the value of land. So as we develop, as people realize the importance, we think the scientists, the scholars should help us and study this. So we shall need to review the laws, have farmer systems to manage the contradictions. Because as we develop, we see tensions arising everywhere in this land area. So we think this is an area where we need to work on, and then we can see how to reduce on the crime. Now, the second last part of my presentation is on terrorism. Last year, we registered 8 cases of terrorism compared to the 26 cases that we registered in 2024. Sometimes these cases may not be many, but the magnitude can be very serious. But we want to say, sir, that from our statistics, all these people were arrested, whoever was involved, and I can comfortably tell you that they are somewhere within the criminal justice system. Now, the last part is on other crimes, which include environmental crime, wildlife, attempted suicide, animal thefts, kidnaps, etc. We see when you combine all these, there was also a reduction to 18,684 compared to what was reported in 2024 of 20,785. So with those remarks, I want to thank you. That's the summary of the bigger report. In that report, which every person in this audience will have a copy as soon as Afande declares it launched, you will see that we have also put a lot of syndicates that were disrupted, a lot of areas of interest, the cases, how they were resolved. So it will be a little bit more detailed for you to read. But we have just picked out the key highlights of each of those crimes. And with those remarks, Afande, I want to request that I stop here and invite my colleague, the Director of Traffic, to also summarize what the situation was last year in terms of traffic. Thank you, sir.
I'm called AIGP Niwabiyine Lawrence. I'm the Director of Traffic and Road Safety, Uganda Police Force. I'm going to present the summary of traffic and road safety for the year 2025. And these are statistics, and I shouldn't take a lot of time on summary of statistics. We registered a total of 322,441 cases in 2025 compared to 426,432 in 2024, which marked a 24.4% decrease. These are traffic offenses, and there are many traffic offenses that if I can enumerate, we can take a whole day here, but there are many. The most common one is that one of drink driving, which is common in many audiences. This decrease was a result of so many activities, but most important, the road safety education that was intensified in 2021. We initiated taking road safety to the grassroots, where we moved to church leaders, the religious leaders. We interfaced with opinion leaders in most of the villages. We interfaced with school children. And I wish to mention that though the crashes have an increase, but in the 18 years and below, there was a noticeable decrease. We registered 26,044 road crashes in the year 2025, and most of these crashes were recorded in the month of December. The month of December witnesses heightened activities, and everybody in the country is very vigorous. And this vigor is translated onto our roads and discipline. We also had 13,563 serious crashes. And these serious crashes is where we have bodily injuries. You may be involved in an accident, and once you don't sustain body injury, we shall not classify it as serious. It will be minor. Whether your vehicle is a write-off, but for you, you come out with no injuries, that is a minor accident. So we registered 7,879 minor crashes, and fatalities. We registered 4,602 fatal crashes, and it translated to 3.8 increase in fatal crashes. When we look at the trend of annual road traffic crashes from 2021 to 2025, presents an interesting scenario. And this is where we should not lose hope. When you look at those graphs, you will see the crashes are increasing, but at a decreasing rate. And when you look at those graphs, you need to go deeper and analyze the vehicle growth in this country.
Westi iraka ryaitu webare mnonga kubochiri nitwe kandi agahana hari alizoba nikwe tuhagenda meshe no kubantu gakusiyaho konka ahayiwano reba no mu Rurembo Kampala kitebe kikuru cha polisi omulina guru ahi abakuru mu polisi babarino bashoza report yemishango ekozuru umwaka guhire 2025 kandi twantugezeho kureba yaba emishango yongire kutemba ninge shumire emishango eyo kuhamba kutoroboza okwiba yahangudo butabanko bwo maka emishango yona eyobushuma obwamano obuturukweta aggravated robbery ningo emishango emiche eyahanguto emishango yona ahabwekyo twantugenda mission okubantu etegereza kandi tuja kubantu kuchemchurra muno kutematemeramu tubikuretera omakuru gaitu agamushanju na nagenshonga shaibiri ezo mwabaziyogu ekyo inekora no gumanitwe ahata ya West reka aha tubase kubantu kusiburaho konka buri kimwe kukira agendeje tuja kubantu kugarurayo omu Rurembo Kampala obasegumzamu na no kubana okuratera okushoma report habwe bishango ekozuru mwako guhire eriyo negenda omesho konka shamushanju zihangweri tukuraganisa tukwinira makuru agamushanju nago ntugareta ombwinji oteireho nagaragutwa twakuraganisaga kwatine byo mwani ibanja kutukuraganisa turushashura na habwekyo tayari West ekyo ncho turukoraje reka twendeze ebirungi agahanu na hari ngagaruka nyenchakare shaitano mpaka mukaga zihangwe nabandi pleasure ajuna osibeje otaruga tayari West.
Ire kurungise buriro ta
azarwa
bashesha
inkureba amanu nashago ine minji mushija riyo
umushija taine shongo mukazi n'abana baba
adeko tanteza kabari ndasinga
akabit kandi wori reje cyane cyamanu no